is dropping gems on air, off air. Behind the scenes is good. We got a lot of good discussion going on. But again, our playlist tonight, everybody, is Music Moms Who Rock, because Miss Berry is a mom who rock. We just had Brandy and we just had Miss J-Lo. Fast forward a little bit. You're out here hustling, grinding with your son, raising a star, and then he becomes the star of Empire, one of the biggest shows on Fox ever. And was it like a whirlwind for you? Like, did it happen really fast with him, being on the show and it just having so much success so quickly?
It happened fast because we wasn't expecting it. His current manager now had gotten a call because we were co-managing together.
Okay.
And he had gotten a call for, if anybody, Lee Daniels' sister Leah, called his current manager to see if he had anybody that would want to audition for this role of Hakeem. And he called me, but he didn't even have to finish. I was like, yeah, he's gonna do it. Has he ever acted before? No. But I knew that he had the ability to do it because God is all over him.
Right.
So when we did it, I was cooking, and Bryshere was Hakeem, and he did a fabulous job. The next day, we sent the tape in. The next day, they called, said they wanted him to fly in. So he did it live in front of them, and then they announced that Lee called them and said that he had got the role. And then they told him, well, you can't be Yaz the Greatest for 7 years. He was like, what? What do you mean? Like, wow. He's like, well, I don't want to do it. I was like, yes, you want to do it. I said, because you don't know where your blessings is going to come from. You don't know where your blessings is going to come from. So yeah, you're going to do it. And you want to at least try it.
Right.
So that's what he did. And here we are, and he's getting better and better each year.
Great.
He's always room for growth, and he's doing it.
So one of the questions I definitely want to ask you is, even though you're not his manager any longer, how do you still protect your child that's in an industry where there's pretty much everything in, and how do you keep him grounded in that way?
This guy, I keep him covered. Anybody who come to me, a lot of women particularly come to me and say, oh, he's so fine, he's so cute, and he's such a handsome young man. I said, all I wanted to know is if you can keep us in prayer, because the abundance amount of prayer, that covenant, is more significant than anything to me. So although I'm happy to hear, that y'all think he's fine, but I would love to hear more of how you're praying for him, because he's young in the industry. Everyone around him is not good for him. So I just rather keep him in prayer, because I send him prayers even when I'm mad at him and when I block him.
You do not block him.
I need my peace.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, he's still Bryshere right all day.
And do you have to remind him sometimes of that?
Sometimes, because he's young. He's young. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
You didn't get his mom.
Yeah.
So that's segueing into the book. What got you to do Before Empire?
So Before Empire was inspired through my foundation.
Okay.
I get a lot of questions. People come up to me, ask me a lot of questions. So I felt like I just wanted to put everything into the book. A lot of it is because I want to encourage and inspire single moms, because I know what I've been through raising 2 children as a teenage mom, feeling like a failure, going through depression. For one thing in particular, in the beginning of the book, is I talk about domestic violence, because I've been through it. One of my front teeth is a fake tooth, because I was beat beyond recognition. I was disfigured, and I was 7 months pregnant with Bryshere. So I had a 2-year-old child at home with my mom, because I was the type of parent that wouldn't have men around my children. So my daughter as well. So I was in a relationship with Bryshere's father, but I would be home and do everything I need to do for her. And because I was living with my mom at the time, I would put her to sleep, and then I would go be with Bryshere's father.
Okay.
And then, and that's when it happened at night. And so when I didn't come home, my mom came looking for me because I didn't want my daughter to see my face like that because I was disfigured. I couldn't eat. So I had to sit through a straw. It was really bad. And so I stayed there because I didn't want my family to see me, but my mom came and got me and I got a protection order and I never went back. So I talk about that. It's real graphic and detailed in the book because I want single moms or anyone that's going through it. You don't have to stay in that relationship. You will be okay.
Right.
Get into your faith and you will be okay. Yes, it's easier for someone to say it than to go through it, but I thought about my kids first. So I've never been back with his father. I thought about my children first, and that's how I was able to get through it. Did I cry? Did I get into a depression? Yes, I did. But each and every time that I even thought that I was afraid of him or that I wanted to go back because of my heart and not thinking, I thought about what will happen to my kids. Because if he's doing it to me, then he might be that angry and do it to them. Discipline them, and then they may not be here. So that's what kept me away from him. So I talk about that because I want to inspire someone that maybe want to do the same thing as they read in my book, and to say you can do this, you can get out of this.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's where that came from, and then also just raising Bryshere because he has ADHD.
Okay.
And as a single mom, all you really think about is survival. You know, how I'm going to pay these bills, how I'm going to take care of these kids. And for me, it's when I was told that, it's like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what ADHD was. I didn't even know what the ADHD meant. I'm like, y'all crazy. What you trying to say he's bad? Okay. You know, I got something for that. You know, but it's deeper than that.
And that's what I was going to ask you. When I came to your event on Sunday, the Moms Who Rock event, I was, very surprised about your transparency in regards to him having the ADHD. And, a lot of the other moms there talking about their children that they were raising with other type of learning disabilities and things of that
like
nature,
autism.
And I know one lady said her child had a lot of seizures and things of that nature. Was it easy for you to talk about that, to let the public know that, you were a single mom raising a child with ADHD and learning what that was about and, getting through that, especially with him wanting to be in the entertainment
In the limelight.
limelight.
So for me, he's been on the show for 3 years and the book just came out.
Okay.
So of course I've been had this information.
Right.
Excuse me, y'all. But he does with one of the persons, the beautiful young ladies that was on the panel, Amber Garland Nolan.
Yes.
She does a charity event every year, and this particular year it was with Meek Mills and Yazz.
Okay.
So we did like 6 different places. Went to a children's homeless shelter. We had breakfast with them, and we went to the detention center. But at this event, he talked about his ADHD.
Was that the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
He talked about it, and he talked about the fact about me 302. So once he opened the door for that, he was dealing with the children, so I know I needed to deal with the parents. Because all these kids are underage, they can't advocate for themselves. Half of them don't even know what's going on. So, sometimes you have children that's angry, bunch of holes in the wall, and throwing things is because they can't articulate what's going on. But the parent and everybody around them is blaming them for stuff they can't control. So now I'm going around advocating for everybody's child because I want the parents to be better advocates for their children. That's what their spirit cares is all about. Some of the things that it's about. Because you need to advocate, when you get your child is diagnosed for is a disorder, if it's for illness, you need to educate yourself so you can teach everybody around them how to treat your child. Because if not, you're going to have anger management issues.
Understood.
And that's majority where the book came from at the educational part, but then it needed to be a full book. So I decided to open the gate for, other things that I can help parents with. And even with moms in the industry. you know, as I did as a manager, and some of the things that went wrong, you know, with me not being a part of the situation. So it's all about educating yourself, the contract. So just because you are the parent don't mean that you want to be the manager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, you have to, and through all of this, still keeping your family tight, keeping your unity.
So with that, I have a couple questions with you. We're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
but I have some questions with you about other parents who are dealing with their children that may have ADHD and not really knowing what it is. And you seem like sometimes the medical, you know, industry wants to quickly medicate these children, or sometimes over-medicate them. So I want to ask you, what are some of your advice for those parents who are just getting that diagnosis for those children? And, you know, what were some of the steps that you took in regards to you raising a child with that type of disorder and how you got through it? But we will be right back. We're just going to have a quick music break. It looks like we have coming up, I got so many notes over here. Looks like we have Miss Adele coming up with Rolling in the Deep. It's your girl Lauren Rei right here on What I Asked Radio. We will be right back.
And it was good, but it had profanity in it.
You wasn't with that?
No, he was only 14.
Oh, he was, okay.
14, profanity. I don't care if he was 18, I wasn't good with it. And so I was like, okay, at this point, I'm going to be managing him from this point on, because I felt like I could teach him how to be an entertainer. Because you're not just a rapper. I knew he was multi-talented. I just had to figure out in, you know, what aspect and what he was going to take seriously.
And that's funny that you said it, because I was just going to ask you, at what point did you know that, you know, he was serious and you were going to be the manager? Because sometimes parents they want their kids to be in the industry, but they don't have, like you said, the time to do the managing part of it, or they don't have the skill or the knowledge of what it takes to be a manager.
Right.
How did you know at that point, it's like, okay, he's serious about this, let me really step in and manage his career?
Well, he first of all, he didn't have no choice.
Okay.
But two, he saw me how I moved with the other group. So he saw me active, even though I was working. I was going to school to be a nurse,
Okay.
And working 2 jobs and managing this group. So my children saw me, and sometimes they would be in the studio. They were in the studio when my group Chemo did a song with Petey Craig. So they were in the studio because they did clean music.
Okay.
And when Petey, you know, because they were kids, Petey kept it clean for them, because he didn't have music one year that wasn't. You know, they were 2 female records that was like salt and pepper. So for one, he didn't have no choice. For two, I decided that because I knew I could teach him better, and then I didn't want him to fall victim to the streets. You know, because there's a possibility with him networking and things of that nature and not being guided the right way. So he's my child. It was up to me to make sure that he is safe and protect him in all the right ways. And because of my knowledge, I knew that I was the better one to do the best job as being a manager. So once we talked about it and he really saw I was serious about it, started believing him, I started to teach him of an aspect of being an entertainer. Like, okay, we're gonna get a band. So we're gonna get a band, I'm gonna teach you how to have an ear for music. Once we did that, we have rehearsals all the time. Like, that's one thing, we have rehearsals like 3 or 4 times a week.
Practicing your craft.
To perfect it. Once he got good at that and people started to see, you know, what he was doing, and then everybody else was following suit, I said, all right, what you gonna do now? He said, I don't know. I said, all right, we're gonna get some dancers, but they're not gonna be twerk dancers. I'm a ballerina by heart. That's what I went to school for in high school. So I said, we're gonna audition. You're gonna sit down with me. We're gonna pick them out together. We picked out 13 girls, and I think about 9 stayed with us. So now I'm managing him and the band and these girls, because these girls are all underage. So I had contracts, agreements for them and their parents. Because in order for you to be a part of Team Yazz, your social media had to be on point. You couldn't be on there wilding out, acting crazy, being belligerent and degrading yourself, because I knew that my son was a brand, and anybody around him had to understand that. So I had to got a social media manager to watch everybody's social media, and they would report back to me when stuff wasn't right, and I would go to the parents and get them on a point where they couldn't be a part of the team.
So I'm hearing a lot of, a lot of structure and a lot of good structure in things that we don't really see in today's society as far as like in the entertainment world, like with the music industry or in any industry. Why is it so important that you have those like rules and guidelines and structure, like no profanity and not the girls that's going to be twerking or acting belligerent and things on like your social media and just in general?
Because for one, I wanted him to be his own individual. That's one. I didn't want him to try to mimic off of everybody else. You're your own person. And not only that, like you're multi-talented. So why not put all of that in one? Why look at yourself as just a rapper when you are truly an entertainer? But because he didn't have the knowledge and he didn't understand it, that was my job to do that. Because I had the knowledge.
Okay.
So what I did was, and then when, because I'm so hands-on, that when he was in the studio, in the beginning, he didn't want me in the actual studio because he was cussing. He was cussing and saying all kinds of stuff. So for me, I had to figure out a way to get him, because now I'm a manager. I'm no longer mom.
Okay.
Because I had to separate the two. So now, even though I know that's wrong, I can't come at him on some mom stuff. I have to be the manager. So now I have to find positive men to show him and to help them be on my side, to teach them that you don't have to call women bees. You don't have to say the N-word. Your music can be clean, because for one, Cosmic Kev don't play music like that. And he hates to have to clean your music up.
So only send him edited stuff.
So he won't do it. You won't be on radio. So every time we sent music, it was always clean. That's why his music that's why Cosmic Kev always plays his music.
Okay.
So, it's just, me, as a parent, knowing what I have to do, because he's a child and he was a child at that time, and just trying to show him the right way in the industry. And I had to protect him as well.
Absolutely. So this interview is just getting started. We have Ms. Berry in here. She's dropping gems. I didn't know she got you laying down the rules and how to be a good manager and also a mom at the same time. But we have so many more things to talk about. We're going to talk about the book, Before Empire, and then we're going to start talking about moms who rock. But we have some more music moms who rock too on our playlist. We're going to jump right into Brandy with I Want to Be Down, and then we're going to go into J-Lo with I'm Real. So you guys, it's your girl Lauren Rei right here on What I Radio. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Braxton with He Wasn't Man Enough for Me. Our playlist tonight was Moms Who Rock. Yes, because we have a mom who rocks here in the building. We have Ms. Berry here, and she is dropping some major gems, not even just for moms, just for entrepreneurs in general. I know your focus is moms, single moms, but I've learned a lot from this as well. A lot of motivation, so I appreciate you coming here to the show, because sometimes you need to hear that, it may be hard, you can still do it, and someone is praying for you when you think that no one is, or someone's not listening. So it's good to hear that and have that support system. So I just thank you on behalf of everyone that was looking for that. Any single moms that were listening to the show tonight that needed to hear that. Anybody who just recently got a diagnosis of one of their children, having ADHD or anything that they're not knowing how to deal with. So we like, here at Lauren Rei, we like to, let everyone learn something from being listening to the show. And that's why we have entrepreneurs. That's why we have Mom Who Rocks. That's why we have the Nehemiah Davises and Real Fools come on. Because they all give a little bit of everything for anyone who needs to hear it. So we are very, very happy to have you here. But before you leave, I did want to really ask you one question. Is there anything that you would tell the younger version of yourself, being a single mom, that you didn't know then, but you know now? What would that advice be to that younger you?
Have a little bit more patience and definitely get into your faith, because where I'm at in my faith is not where I was before. Okay. So, and that always should be first.
Do you mind talking about that a little bit? Because sometimes that can be very cliche-ish in the industry. Now I hear a lot on a personal level, there's a lot of non-believers out there, and I say this all the time when I post things up about prayer and God. I'm not just saying it from my religious perspective. It's, to me, as any religious perspective, whoever you may serve, prayer is so important.
It's so important.
You know, was there a point where, when you said if your faith wasn't where it was before, was there something that happened, you know, at a pivotal moment in your life where that changed for you? I said I only have one more question, but
no, that's okay. No, that's okay. No, I mean, I wouldn't say that something changed. I think that for me, I always wanted to do the right thing.
Okay.
But I was running wild, if you will, because I was always like a sheltered child. Because I do look young. So when my boyfriends would get in certain places, I couldn't because they would sneak in and use the ID, but I couldn't. They knew I was young, so I had to stay home a lot. So once I got old enough to hit the streets,
you did.
That's what I did. I still took care of my children, but I still was in the clubs all the time. And I think that for me, what I would have done differently is definitely would have focused more on my career and educating myself and my children. Because when you have to work 2 jobs and things of that nature, something lacks with your children. So either you gonna work 2 jobs and you're gonna get the money, but while you get that money, you're not home with your children because they either the babysitter or with a family member. So the only thing that I would do differently is that I wish I didn't have to work the 2 jobs so I can be there to nurture them more.
Okay.
Because everything was just so on the go. You know, yeah.
So, what do you have next? I know it's a laundry list of stuff, but what do you have next for Ms. Berry? What do you have next for the foundation? We didn't really get to talk about it a lot, but I know that you have a sleepwear line.
So I have Cozy Essentials started out as a pajama line. I still have it. I'm in the process of getting manufactured.
Okay.
And because I have to have the clothes ready to be able to handle the shipments.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, but on top of that, I have the maxi dresses and onesies, jumpers, clothes.
Okay.
Is on Cozy Essentials bigcartel.com. And that's that. And then, of course, the foundation. I'm working diligently to put the programs in place so I can be able to start to give back in that aspect. I just recently did a book bag drive, and I partnered up with 2 people that we did 200 book bags, fully stuffed, and free haircuts. And I did it with Dashe Hopkins from Power.
Nice.
Rena. I did it with her. And I'm trying.
You guys are on Boom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a video on.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to do a coat drive. So I'm working on it and a toy drive. And then I have Before Empire. I'm still on the tour.
Yes, Before Empire right here.
Yes.
Make sure you get it.
The book. I'm still on tour. And Moms Who Rock is coming to a city near you. So I have that, and then my management company is going to be up and running as well. I'll be looking for artists soon.
So really quick before we leave, you got to do the self-promo for yourself. Tell everybody again where they can get the book, Before Empire.
You can get the book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target online, Walmart online, Books A Million, Apple ebook, and I will be in New Jersey. I think it's Teaneck, New Jersey.
Okay.
I believe it's Teaneck, New Jersey. But I'm going to post it, so you follow me on Ms. Berry Biz Instagram, you'll see where I'll be.
That was my next question. Where can they follow you at Ms. Berry Biz
on Instagram? Yeah.
And then where can they see the foundation? Does the foundation have a website?
Ms. Berry Cares Foundation.org.
Wonderful. And yes, let us know when that next Moms Who Rock event is going to be.
New York.
We definitely want to attend. You guys, this has been a wonderful show. I was so excited to have you here. Ms. Berry has come through. She has dropped the gems. But you guys, the show will re-air on Water Ice Radio on TuneIn. So make sure you guys download the free app. Also make sure you check out the show when it airs on SoundCloud on the official Lauren Rei Live page. And also on iTunes, you guys, we have started to put our shows up there as well. So we are everywhere. Again, Ms. Berry, thank you so much for coming through. You're an inspiration to all moms out there, not just single moms, just moms all over. You are a mom who rocks. You are the example of that. And for a lot of the young moms out here listening to this, this is the blueprint. This is, and especially if you have a child who wants to get into the industry, or who wants to be a star, get the book. Read some of the ups and downs and some of the advice that she gives, to help your child through stardom, and even in their own issues that they may be having as well. So it takes a village. Yes. So Ms. Berry is now officially a part of your village. What we say here at What Ice is the first time you come, you are a guest, but the next time you are officially family. So welcome to the What Ice family, Ms. Berry.
Thank you.
You guys make sure you come back next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on What Ice Radio. We will be back with another guest. Is next week the 10th? Yes. Already. So we will be back with another guest, another show. Make sure again you guys get before Empire. And always remember, guys, not all superheroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear headphones. Peace.
Alrighty then.